It may seem like an odd place to find WEEU radio, but not at all, because Berks County and the surrounding area is about agriculture. So we're at the Pennsylvania Farm Show with our friends from WEEU Radio. I'm going to start immediately to my left with Mike Faust, the operation manager. We've known one another for a number of years. Feedback is his hallmark. Mike, tell us a little bit about why you're here today.
Oh my golly, we are here all day long, Mark. We started at 6 a.m. in the mornings with Mike, and then 9 to noon we did my show that you just mentioned, Feedback, and right now we have the PA Sports Midday on, and then it's Matt and Dan from 2 to 5 p.m., and then we're going to go all the way till 9 p.m. tonight. It's all day here at the Farm Show. We're having a blast. You know, this isn't my first year here. I was here for the 100th. Which was back in 2017. I love being at the Farm Show. This is up my alley. You know that we've done how many live broadcasts together over the years. If it has anything to do with food, I'm in. And this is the best place. Milkshakes, chocolate-covered bacon. I mean, anything. Cheese curds. You name it, it's here at the Farm Show. So we're just having a great time right now.
And I appreciate you sharing that enthusiasm. My daughter, even as we stand here and speak, is on her way with a sheep that's going to be showing. Now, what's traditional is a lot of kids will sleep in the hay bales. What's different about Mike, guys, is he actually sleeps next to the milkshake machine. Okay, so that makes him a little bit of an anomaly. Todd, you're the general manager, WEEU Radio. Your background in radio, your experience, where did you come from in life, my friend?
Well, I'm actually from Western Pennsylvania, roughly 30 years of broadcast experience. And we're not just representing WEEU here, but 7 of our radio stations across Pennsylvania. So it only makes sense to be at the Pennsylvania Farm Show, where folks from across Pennsylvania are here for the agriculture business. So we wanted to represent all the radio stations that Twilight Broadcasting owns and the coverage of those listeners that come to the Farm Show.
Where does Twilight cover? What's this footprint all about? A substantive part of Pennsylvania?
Well, I think our owner can tell you all of the counties that we cover. He keeps a pretty good track of it. But we have stations in Western Pennsylvania. We have just acquired one in Central Pennsylvania, and of course, WEEU and her sister station WBYN in Eastern Pennsylvania. So we're working on blanketing the entire state. I think we cover about 40 of the 67 counties to some degree at this point.
The nexus between Bob and myself, legislative issues. A lot of the conversation that goes on, particularly in Feedback, discusses legislation. Property tax elimination, top shelf on my legislative agenda. But Bob, when did you decide that you were going to get involved with WEEU? How did that all happen? Let's unravel that story in a concise way.
How much time do you have?
You have 30 seconds.
Basically, it seemed like a good investment because the station's been around for so long. We couldn't just let it go and fold away into nothing. I bought WKQW in Oil City about a year and a half ago, and Todd came along with a crew up there, and we covered a good portion of the northwestern part of the state. EU came along. It just seemed like the right opportunity, both morally and business-wise, to do it. We put a bid in on the license. I didn't expect to get it, and I got a call, 2 days later? They said, hey, you got EU, it's yours if you want it. I inherited all of the team, including Mike Faust and everybody. We've got a great team with EU. We ended up buying WBYN in Lehighton, Carbon County. So that's a sister station of EU for live broadcasts. We're covering, 14 or 15 counties, the eastern part of the state alone, every day, daily.
We think we have a crown jewel here in Berks County. Honestly, when you came in, how much did you know about Berks County, the community, WEEU?
I know about Berks County. My wife is from the western part of Berks County, eastern half of Lebanon. So I know the geography pretty well. I know what it's all about. I didn't realize the community involvement and the love of that the station has. We've got so many loyal listeners that have listened to the station, whether it's for a couple of months or for their entire lives, that would not have anything to do without the station around.
I'm going to have to say that collectively as a community we held our breath a little bit. The uncertainty, what we were going to have at WEEU all became a question out in the community. Was it going to go belly up? And so I want to say thank you personally to you and the team, and the very wise decision for keeping Mike Faust on. You inherited him, okay, right?
Thank you.
Like he was willed to you.
Yeah. Well, you want to call it a will or inherited? Yeah, I was forced into it basically. So, no, I can't thank our listeners enough at EU and Reading, and Berks and Schuylkill County. It's like a family. That's another way to describe it. Everybody's good supporters of us. I want to do local and regional programming that you can go and listen to any of the syndicated programming. Why not pay attention to what's going on right here and then worry about the regional and national stuff later?
Todd, did the intimacy of the listenership with the staff at EU get your attention at all as you came in? And you listen to feedback, and Mike knows where these people live, how many cats and dogs they have, what's left on their mortgage. I mean, there was a real relationship that existed there. Did that strike you as special when you came into this situation?
Absolutely. It's a dynamic that in my broadcasting career I had never seen. And like Bob said, we acquired the station. We didn't want to see it go away and go dark, and we looked at it primarily as a business decision. But once we got it and we started to realize that there's loyal listeners and people that love that radio station, and we appreciated the fact that everyone congratulated us for keeping it on the air, but we see what a gem it really is. And that was, solidified our decision that was the right choice to do.
From an outsider's perspective, Mike, it looks like it fit like a glove, all right? You're on in the morning, you're doing your same thing, you got the same kind of callers coming in. We've done live remote broadcasts, for example, at the Berks Military History Museum. My sense is y'all didn't miss a beat. Mike, from your vantage point?
Absolutely. In fact, what we're doing right now at WEEU and WBYN through Twilight Broadcasting, we're live and local from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. You show me other radio stations that are doing that anymore. It's not very common. So not only did they come to save the day, Bob and Todd, but they expanded it now. And this extended family, we're growing. We have representation, 25 counties out of 67. The whole Twilight Broadcasting.
Yeah, we reach parts of up to 40 counties, but we're in 25 counties, the majority or all of them. And it's not often that you see a 20,000 watt AM station that's doing local programming the entire day. And we've actually caught the attention of people in Boston, New York, WABC in New York, the Los Angeles people, when EU looked like it was going bankrupt or going to shut down operations. It drew the attention of these people and said, wow, these guys are doing something right, because they've actually listened into us now. And it's kind of neat because we're doing what they do in the big cities and the major metropolitan markets on a medium-sized market. And we're doing well with it. And that's what I want to keep.
When I came into the State House of Representatives, they offered me a state car, which I refused, and I'm still driving a 2000 Buick where the radio doesn't work. It drives my kids crazy when they're in the car with me. But there's other dimensions in terms of listenership besides that, brick and mortar, the hard radio. The only way I'm going to get WEU is if I'm parked next to the transmitter tower. All right, but for others, what's the future of radio and this technology? It's been around a long time, and often a technology gets pushed aside, or a medium of communication is yesteryear. I see a bright future in radio. Anybody want to jump in on that?
I can tell you that radio is a medium that has to always continue to remember that they have to age along with their listeners. It's a medium that's been around for 100 years. And so you want to keep young listeners continuing to tune into radio and not going to their smartphone for their news and information and entertainment. So we're always mindful of the fact that we need to continue to recruit younger audiences while still servicing those who have been faithful to us for years.
Can I add something to that too? The world's getting smaller, Mark. People are listening on their smartphones and they're listening online. Jack Holcomb, host of Jack's Backyard, he's been at WEEU for over 63 years, and his show is Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m., and you can listen online, 830weeu.com.
There's another commercial.
Yes. The guy calls in from a canoe in the Everglades. So it's tremendous, the response that we have, because other people, like Bob had said, are noticing what we're doing here in Reading, Pennsylvania, here in the state. And they're saying, this is pretty cool. What other radio station has that kind of interaction? We give people a voice on the voice, WEEU.
As we close this out, I get a sense there's not a whole lot of people lining up to do what you did, Bob, and investing in radio. share a little bit about that experience where I'm going to pull the trigger on this thing. I'm going to jump in. There's risk involved. So your heart on this.
This started out as a whim, and to be totally honest with you, I was watching a rerun of WKRP in Cincinnati about 2 years ago, and my real business were doing pretty well. So my accountant said, yeah, why don't you find a new investment? So I thought, okay, we'll buy an AM radio station. Well, that led me to WKQW in Oil City, where I met Todd, and then making a deal for KQW. And I liked it. It was good. I've got a good team working for me in Oil City, and we've been profitable since day one. But that's because he's taking care of things, and we've got good clients, we've got good listeners. That's filtered its way down to WEEU just on a larger scale. As far as AM radio, people, yes, don't listen to it on the radio, but we've got oodles of people that listen to us on the live stream every day.
All right, the important and final closing question is just a word, a line. All right, we're leaving here in a moment. We're going to finish the interview. Where are we going in the food court? Are we getting cotton candy? Are we getting milkshake? Where are we going, Mike?
Chocolate, milkshake all day long, Mark.
Milkshakes.
Chicken meatballs from Bell and Evans. Oh,
There's a contrarian, chicken meatballs. I'm headed over to the maple candy table over there because I've got 5 daughters and there's a little bit of chocolate there, and the most discussed subject in our house is chocolate. So, gentlemen, we're going to head in separate directions. God bless you. Thank you very much for spending time with us today.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.